What's up, everybody? Thanks for tuning in and listening to Whataboutery. I'm one of our three hosts, Brian, aka Gunnar. I got here with me our other host, Norm. Say what's up.
What's up, Gunnar?
That was awesome. You sound really good.
Thank you.
And
I feel good.
Do you?
I look good too. I have a face for this shit.
We'll have to put the explicit on the podcast disclosure from the lack of cutout on that one, but I think it's probably going to go downhill pretty fast anyways. And beside Norm, do you go by any aliases?
Oh, Mr. On.
Mr. On, yeah.
Mr. On the? Like, was there a D on the end?
It's short for
It's
moron.
With a D?
Yeah, morons. Morons. It's French. Yeah.
I got you. It's a trailing D.
He's colonial.
It's colonial. Like chicken. Colonial chicken.
There's nothing more patriotic than colonial
Well, we
chicken.
were talking about chicken before you played that stupid Canadian intro. But it's like Strange Brew. I'm waiting for like Rick Moranis to come out. Hey, bro. Nice intro, eh?
You didn't like the intro?
I loved it.
Hold on.
It's fantastic.
What are you talking about?
Nothing. I'm just chilling on your coach. Now we're making fun of Canadians.
No, not making fun.
We need allies.
We're laughing with them.
It's America's
We do need allies, and nothing stronger than a healthy Canadian. All right, so I'm Brian, aka Gunnar. We got Norm, Mr. On, and our other guy, Bernie. Bernie, what's up?
What's going on?
Nothing. You got some. Well, I call you B Dog.
B-Dog, B.
Big money loving. I don't know.
Daddy Smacks.
Daddy works hard for the money.
So, guys, thanks for listening. All ones of you, hopefully. We're hoping to get at least one follower.
I can guarantee 3 people are going to love this. They're going to love it.
Yeah?
Mhm.
Are they here?
It's probably our wives. Just,
Not my wife.
not your wife.
She's not going to like it at all. I got to be honest. She's a straight shooter. Like, she'll just say, man, that's bogus, and I can do way better than you.
She's hated us since like 93.
Sadie's wife's a sniper for the military.
So, Whataboutery? We are going to take weekly topics and probably dissect the crap out of it like we did this intro. And
We like to call them weak topics. Sandy.
Exactly. I don't even get that. I don't even understand it. It's like intellectually higher than my capability.
Yeah. Well, 7 days without us makes
1 week.
Oh,
See
so
what we did there?
okay, so weak, W-E-A-K.
Yeah.
I get it.
A lot of weak topics.
These topics are weak
Yes. Weekly.
and topics of the week. This week topic, or week's topic, we are going to cover words and phrases that annoy you, that you like to hear, that maybe you mispronounce, words that you've heard being mispronounced, or phrases that people say to you that are wrong.
You know what I heard?
Sheep.
Sheep.
Sheep?
Yeah, that joke was bad.
That's terrible.
804, we went downhill.
It's a good ride.
So we're going to bring it back.
Let's do it.
We're going to bring it
Let's do
back
it.
we're going to hone in on our topic, and we hope our audience could engage in coming up with things that you find.
Gunnar, I'll take bullshit phrases for 500.
Irregardless.
There, so we'll get started. Words that annoy us.
Yeah, you go first. What? But,
Well, Bernie started off.
okay.
So Bernie just.
I thought he picked one of your words, though, didn't he?
Well, he's
One of your infamously famous.
I don't.
I hate that word.
Oh, that drives me nuts. Irregardless.
Irregardless.
It's regardless.
It's
regardless.
It is
It's regardless.
Right. Why do you add a prefix?
Ir.
Right.
Why?
Right.
And all the intelligent people perform that. And it drives me nuts.
I think it's pretentious.
Very.
Yeah.
I don't even know what
The
pretentious
pursuit
means.
It's the pursuit of an intellectual prowess. So they told me in college. They literally said that. I'm like, I'm in college. The whole point of this, all this freaking money is for an intellectual prowess. Yeah, I think about it. That's some stupid stuff to say.
So the more syllables, the more syllables, the smarter you are. Is that what the attempt is?
I was sipping this wine. It went down the wrong pipe, and I sound like a 6-year-old Italian kid. I was like, that's some stupid stuff to say. Like, that's good. Let's just
Which
make
pipe
me
did
the
it go
topic
down?
for the day.
The food pipe or the water pipe?
Water pipe. I see what you did there. irregardless. Right? So
Irregardless is a terrible word. I agree. Can't stand to hear it. For me, it's when I look at emails or even like tweets, I see people like giving a rundown of things or a bullet point explanation of things, and I see firstly, and then secondly, or they'll say first, and then they'll say secondly. I don't get the Lee part.
Yeah, I think it's a mental disability. I think people try to put like chronological shit into like adverbs. You know what I mean? Yeah, that's a word that ends with ly, Bernie.
Lee. As opposed to L-E-E.
Yeah.
Irregardlessly.
We're not talking about jeans from the 80s. Lee.
Jordan?
Or Jordan. We're not talking
I
about...
thought you were talking about genetics. I was like, I was born in the 70s. I think we all were.
Yeah.
Yeah. God, we're old.
Yeah, we are.
And that's why there's so many freaking words out there that like completely annoy everybody.
So have we hit
so
that
old.
age?
Yeah.
Or were those miserable old bastards?
We are. Totally.
I think we might be at that point.
I told you I was excited about going to the recording studio and having soup. Soup.
I know.
We used to pound whiskey and play rock and roll. Now it's like, hey, let me get my acoustic and eat a bowl of soup. It's pathetic. It's so bad.
Yeah, I guess.
It was wedding soup. It smelled like David's bridal.
As opposed to Samantha's suits.
Yeah. Yeah. Victor Sits. It's very masculine. Yeah. Men's lingerie.
Victor.
You know what? Okay, this isn't something that. All right, hear me out. This isn't like a word like irregardlessly or firstly or some stupid adverb. A company name that was always driving me crazy. Depends. The undergarment for people our age.
Yeah.
Right? That is so stupid. Listen. I'm going to start my own brand. You guys should get in on it. We're going to call it Trust Me's. Right? Think about it. If I shit myself, it depends. Or, right? Who's going to sell the most?
Trust me.
Trust me. Trust me.
So I have a family member that is an RN, and he was working in a nursing home. And I had asked him, I said, so as an RN is, I know it's different than, I don't know, what's the under guy?
LPN?
LPN. The LPN does like the nitty gritty.
I'm writing this down. How do you spell it?
Yeah, with capital L.
Gotcha.
Don't forget
Okay, go ahead. What's the rest?
So
trying to sound it out.
So I thought that LPNs did more dirtier type jobs.
Aides do like the
nitty gritty, dirty, bottom of the barrel stuff.
Most needed, but the least.
So I was asking my RN family member, hey, do you ever have, because he was working in the nursing home, I said, do you ever have to change like their diapers and stuff like that?
Yeah.
And that's what he said.
What did he say? Trust me?
Depends.
Dude, you drove all night for that.
Yeah, it was a big build-up.
Yeah, true story.
It was a big build-up. I was playing off of your, your entrepreneurial spirited
I know.
branding of new
tech,
leak-proof undergarments.
Like they call it, new tech.
New tech.
Yeah, it had like a little rope on it, like Jarvis, like Batman. You know what I mean? Get ready.
Make a blue jean font.
Yeah.
So when you pull them down, they're still jeans.
Right.
Wasn't Jarvis Iron Man?
Yes.
Did you say Batman?
Did I say Batman?
I think you did.
We'll edit that out.
I'd say it's age.
We
can edit that.
No, I'm going to leave it in. Let the world know.
Oh, gosh.
About you.
Dystopian podcast. All right.
All right, speaking of dystopian, one of the words that I can't stand to hear, and I probably texted you both. So, literally, can't stand that word. Can't stand that word. And it is literally everywhere.
Yeah.
So when I try to calm down about it, I think that it is comparable to saying totally in the 80s or late 80s. Saying, man, he totally just scored.
Now it's totes, my goats. That's the new one.
That is now in the 90s.
Yeah.
So, that totally is current. Yeah. If we were in 1995.
Yeah.
Totes my goats.
Totes my goats.
But I love watching that dude who's like literally I love to watch him, but I hate to hear the word.
Oh,
and now I catch on to say it all the time. Do it to the kid, do it to the wife. Calm down.
There's a guy on TikTok who like dresses up like he's an elementary school girl, and he's talking. He'll like smear his lipstick all over his face. Yeah. He's got a beard and everything. Like he's too manly to pull off an elementary girl. And then he's like, no, literally.
I don't even care.
I don't even care.
And he's like bussin' and bruh.
It's the upending at the end. I don't even care. So literally, I listen to a lot of podcasts, and they're dropping that literally all the time, and I can't.
They're probably doing it haphazardly, irregardlessly of,
A false sense of intelligence.
yes, that intellectual prowess. It's like Christopher Walken. It's intellectual prowess.
That was a great impersonation,
I'm
man.
in the jungle. I don't know why. It's prowess. It's like a female hunter.
Bernie, can you do any impersonations?
No, I don't think so.
Pretty solid answer. Straight to the point.
Not to
Yeah.
shoot the show down, but not really.
Uh,
Just that guy. Literally.
Oh,
He's
let-
gonna do the
I don't
he's
even
always
care.
laughs at us doing it.
Literally. I don't even care.
The show is bussin'. Bruh.
Bussin'. But I've never used the word bussin'. I could be honest.
You know, the word that I can't stand is bougie. I can't stand. Is it bougie or bougie?
Bougie.
You know what I
Okay,
used
is
to
that what
think?
it is?
I used to
can't
think
stand
it was bourgeois.
Yeah,
I don't know why I thought it was French.
it is very French.
Isn't it boudoir?
Bordeaux? Bordeaux?
Bordeaux?
That's a color, isn't it? I used to have
I think
these
that's a
shoes.
wine.
I used to have these shoes. I think they were like Kenneth Cole shoes in the 90s.
Were they
was
Gucci?
No, they were not. But they were brown, but it had like a cranberry color tint to it. And you know what the color was on the box? Bordeaux.
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 Boudoir.
Bordeaux. This impossible.
Pas bleu. The cologne I used since high school, 30 plus
I
years
still use
ago.
that El Toilet. Hey, is it $70 for a bottle of toilet?
They'd be like, "Hey Brian, what are you wearing?" Jupe. Like
I used to wear
freaking,
this,
I shot it out
My-
my mouth, but I think it's pronounced yope.
I bought this new cologne a couple months back. It was called Come To Me. And my wife was like, oh my God, it smells so good. What is that? And I said, well, it's Come To Me. Does it smell like Come To You?
Oh, definitely the E on the podcast. Yeah. So getting back to words that or phrases that annoy you. Or I got a story. I was on an interview for I don't know, it was an HR position for a company. I don't know if you guys remember, but when we all worked together back in the day, God, how long ago was that now? 20 plus years?
98, 97.
God, so how many? What is that? 23, 25 years?
It's a lot of arithmetic.
Yeah. Just do the math.
It's a lot of mathematicals.
So when we worked together, I believe there was like this independent consulting type company that came in to kind of teach you like, I think it had to deal with like prioritization of your daily activities. But if you remember, they were definitely pitching a book for you. I think I had to read a portion of it, and maybe I had to do it at that university we went to for, it wasn't even a university, 7 Habits of Highly Effective People.
Stephen Covey.
I'm on an interview and I'm talking about prioritization. And I said, yeah, so I kind of understand that you got to put some things on the front burner and then you put something in the back burner, like, in these quadrants, these 4 quadrants, right? By that book, that 7 Habits of Highly Effective People by Stephen Hawking. That's what I said.
By Stephen Hawking.
By Stephen Hawking.
Yes.
They just never called me back.
When I was in for my bachelor's degree, there was one of my mentors for school. I had a hard, it was a lot to remember, and I just like, man, there's so much to remember, blah, blah, blah. And he says, listen, there's a book written by this basketball player from the early 80s who wrote a book about memory by association. And it's phenomenal. Trust me, I read this book, and it was unbelievable how I was able to retain information. I was like, oh, no kidding. Who wrote it? He said, damn it, I don't remember. I said, what was the name of it? He says, I don't want to talk about it anymore.
I'm looking at Bernie. I'm thinking, is that true?
No, and that is
really
that is a true
really
story.
happened
Yeah,
to him?
it's a true story. I was
won't give you a
literally
lead-in
in the
either way.
field for like 7 days, dying laughing. It's the fucking stupidest thing. Oh, it was terrible.
people using phrases wrong. Let's kind of talk about that. So there was a guy that we all worked with that came up to me and said, "Hey, Gunnar, can I talk to you in person?"
It's like when you go to the doctor and you talk to the little lady behind the window. Are you here to see the doctor? No, as a matter of fact, I'm looking for the subscription of, home cooked chicken or whatever the magazine is.
I would like to know why you either go to the doctor in New Jersey or B, you go to the doctor on Family Guy.
You know what it is? So listen, my wife talks like a banjo. She's from West Virginia. Literally talks like a banjo. I'll tell you a story. All right, so we go to the Apple store out in Unionport. This was like 10 years ago. So we go out there. It's her birthday weekend, right? So I said, go out and you get whatever you want for your birthday, whatever you want. Because they sell these crafts and stuff. So she meets me on the rounder. And I found her, and she's like, I found something that I want for the house for my birthday. I'm like, oh, what do you want? It's a whale. I said, what the hell you want a whale for? We live by the river. You know what I mean? In West Virginia, we don't live near the sea.
Yeah.
And I'm like, no. What are you talking? What are you talking? Come on, I'll show you. So I take her up. There she takes me up. It's this big wooden wishing well. And I was like, oh, a well. She said, that's what I said, a whale. So being down there for like 10 years, I started doing it. I'd find myself slurring and doing the twangy thing. So to fight it, it's like that Steubenville accent meets that disposition that I absolutely am not going to talk like I'm from West Virginia. And it comes out like this now. I think it's a mental illness.
So do you have to think about it speaking appropriately now, as opposed to, are you purposely trying not to sound like a banjo?
I do, because if I have more than like 6 drinks, I sound like Merle Haggard. It's true.
The guy who made the rings?
The guy on Lord of the Rings?
The guy who makes rings. The Haggard ring.
That's Jared.
Jared Haggard?
Every kiss begins with J. Mm-hmm.
It begins with K.
That's what I said.
Yes.
You really suck at your alphabeticals.
That was a great story.
Thank you.
When class rings.
I'm here every Tuesday. So be sure to tip your waiter. So you have, so on what you were saying, I just thought of this.
Yeah.
I overcorrect myself with a lot of words that I say, and I can't stand this word, picture.
Like Pittsburgh. Right? Right?
That cuts deep.
Not like Pittsburgh. Well, Pittsburgh's annoying as hell. There's people that live in Pittsburgh that can't even pronounce it right.
Yeah, or exit. Take the Pittsburgh exit.
Well, the exit part I don't really have a problem with.
You don't mind the double G exit?
Yeah. Wait, I just picked up on the double G.
Yeah, we're taking the exit. Right hand turn, bitches.
D-O double G.
Sunny side up.
Eggs in that.
Eggs in that. Oh my God. It's a restaurant in Pittsburgh.
Yeah,
Pittsburgh.
I drove by it.
No, I mean, is it?
Yes.
Really? It's a thing?
I swear to God.
Oh, well, there goes our
money down the drain.
Yep.
For our viewers from outside of our regional area, we live close to
Pittsburgh.
Down.
Downtown.
Yins are crazy.
Oh, I was in a band with this chick from Pittsburgh, and she was obsessed with Fleetwood Mac. So she always wanted. She was like, everything had to be Fleetwood Mac, to the point where it was like, hey, did you guys learn that Fleetwood Mac and that?
I want to be a witchy woman.
Yeah, I want to do that at age of 17. Do it twice. Practice it once, do it again.
The Fleetwood Mac and that. That sounds like extra value meal number 5.
I know, or like some Wish version of macaroni and cheese.
the Mac and that.
Fleetwood Mac and that. She's like, I get us some bookings downtown. It's like, oh God. And she sang like that too. We did that Gretchen Wilson tune, Here for the Party. She's like, here for the party. And then we were playing over across the river here, and it was I don't know why, but there was this whole group of lesbians who came to the gig, probably because we had this front woman, and they're crop dusting the whole front of the stage. And I swear to God, I thought she shit herself. So I'm in the middle of a guitar solo, and I could taste it. It's in my mouth. So I said that like Christopher Walken. I was like, it's in my mouth. So I like wave her over, and I'm like,
did you say wave her ovary?
No, I waved her over. She's like,
well, with the lesbians.
She's like, what? She's like, what's that smell? This is a Pittsburgh accent. And she got the microphone, and she's like, there's all these crop dusters up on top of the stage area. I'm dying. I'm absolutely dying. And then I'm cracking jokes like, lesbian show. They were terrible.
Yeah.
It was awful, yeah.
So, picture.
You can't
the jokes just were going down.
It is. It's like a wagon out of control. Radio flyer, kids.
So I used to say, hey, why don't you look at these pictures?
Look at this photograph! Yo, look at it.
And I never pronounced it right.
Yeah.
So I realized that I was always saying it wrong, but I wasn't saying it wrong when I was talking about Major League pitchers. So what happened with me was I overcorrected myself. So now that I'm like, oh, who's the relief picture?
Yeah.
So that's what I do. That's what I do now. I have to be very, very conscious of how I pronounce that word in the right context.
Right.
It's very odd. Luckily, I don't think everyone's pulling out a portfolio of pictures anymore.
Yeah.
Like it's just look.
But you could say picture. Okay.
Picture?
Yeah. Like picture.
I say just look at these pics.
We were at Pizza Hut.
I cut it off.
We were at Pizza Hut one time. And we're sitting there eating, and a couple of our friends had come in, and they come out. I said, hey, we get you a beer. They were like, no, we were at the other place. We just pounded a pitcher. I was like, my cousin used to date a catcher. Nobody got it. Nobody got it. He's sitting there like dripping grease off my you know what I mean?
Oh my gosh. So we were talking about
words
and
that
phrases. We've trailed off a little bit, but at the same time, let's bring it back with
the nether regions of experience.
Try to pull off, like, you can do that Christopher Walken accent pretty good, but like I feel like you could probably do Jimmy Stewart pretty well, and I don't know.
You have to give me a situation.
Anything from Miracle on 34th Street?
No,
not even that.
It has to be something so polarized from something he would be in.
Was he in a Disney movie? He was a dog?
I don't even know if he was in Miracle.
No, give me something.
He was in Bedford Falls. What was that? He was It's a Wonderful Life.
Oh yeah.
He was in It's a Wonderful Life.
You gotta give me a scenario that's like so far from wholesome, like so far south of what he would be doing in a movie. Like he's in like Kill Bill or something, or what's the other one? The one where Bruce Willis gets raped.
Who are you talking? You're talking about
what was that one? It had Travolta in it.
Pulp Fiction.
Pulp Fiction. Yeah.
Wait.
Yeah. So Samuel L. Jackson. And it's.
All right. So you.
No, listen. Instead,
ready.
Get the mute button ready. So instead.
Not mute. Laugh.
Instead. Okay. Instead of Samuel L. Jackson. No. Wait. Instead of Travolta, it's Samuel L. Jackson and Jimmy Stewart in Pulp Fiction.
Dude, you dissected this in Korea.
It'll be
throughout this conversation.
Yeah, but it's like they're not real violent. They get paper cuts and stuff. Like that's the only blood in the whole movie because Jimmy Stewart's in it. But he's an asshole through the whole film. You know what I mean?
All right.
Yeah. Samuel L. Jackson be like, man, we're going to kill him. Well, hold on a minute. Listen, Sammy, we're going to kill all of them. Gently.
With friggin' uplifters.
With freaking jazz, you know.
Yeah. I'm Mr. Potter.
Wouldn't it be terrible if like Jimmy Stewart's out picking up hookers when he's not filming like wholesome films? What do you mean I have to pay for it? You know. You know what he would say if he was alive today? Let me out of this box.
Yeah.
I can't do it real good today because I have like a sinus thing going on.
I'll wash you down the moon for you, Murray.
Yeah. Well, turn it around. Flip it and reverse it. First rewards, man. What's that?
Yeah, you definitely do better than I do, for sure. That's great. Who else could you do?
Could do Jimmy Stewart's little brother. That's Petey. He had a cat thing. Who's your daddy? Cat daddy. Petey Stew.
Yeah, man. He wasn't as prominent as Jimmy.
No.
Wait, Jimmy had a brother in It's a Wonderful Life, right? But he
fell through the ice.
He did, and then he went on to be like an Air Force military guy or something like that. Was that Petey Stew?
Every time a bell rings, a pilot gets his wings. That was the right move. He was an Air Force pilot.
I think the line is an angel gets their wing every time a bell rings.
Sure.
Not for Petey.
Yeah, I'm pretty sure he was a pilot. Yeah.
Good old Petey.
Oh my gosh.
Massaging shoulders at the euchre table.
Oh my gosh, that was weird.
That'd go deep.
Yeah.
Literally.
What's it? What is this? What
all right, so this we can't give out any real information here, but there's a conspiracy theory about this guy who goes camping with his mom. And they do back rubs and play euchre. Really weird stuff. Shirtless.
You could drive by with your car and see it.
Yeah.
This is locally?
It's local enough. I mean,
a short drive from most places.
My therapist won't let me go back that way.
What does local enough mean?
Well, it is on the outskirts of Jefferson County.
Far enough away.
Yeah.
But close enough.
To...
It's in the dark corner of the world. It's a place you don't want to ever go. God, it
sounds like they're up to some tomfoolery.
Yeah, right.
Unless you're that damn Mr. Potter.
You gotta stutter more.
Yeah.
You
sound like Ozzy.
Yeah.
Oh my God, it does, right? Yeah. Ozzy is basically Jimmy Stewart with a British accent.
Yeah.
Totally. You know, it's yeah.
I'm terrible at British accents. I can't do it.
You know what? That's something about words that annoy me. So when somebody tries to do an accent, like a cultural accent, but it always sounds Pakistani. Like I got a friend of mine that does. He's like, so this Scottish guy was at Kentucky Fried Chicken. He was getting wings and shit, and then he's like, I'd like to get some wings and some coleslaw. You know what I mean? It's like, that's not Scottish, man. Everything's always like Mid-Eastern when they try to do an accent. My daughter does that too. She's like, look at me. I am English or whatever. And it's not anything close.
That reminds me of a Friends episode where Chandler paid for Joey to have some acting lessons for accent. And he said, I paid this much money for your southern accent because it turned out Jamaican. And he goes, what are you talking about? The South will rise again, man.
We have a teacher at work that teaches bass guitar, and that's one of his things. The story was his brother it was his brother or his brother's guitar to something. Anyway, somebody he knew or was related to went to Jamaica to learn how to play like that crazy bass. He's white, so white, and then these guys are killing it down there with all the funk and groove, right? So this Jamaican bass instructor finally gets frustrated, and he says, slap it, man. It won't cry. Keep on with it. So good. He was, I'm trying. Bring the funk. That's Petey Stewart again.
No,
I can't do Jimmy very well today.
No, I thought you did.
I got
pretty
Pete
good.
down. Got Pete down.
So you've done Pittsburgh Dad well, and Jimmy Stewart, and Walken. You did Walken pretty good.
Walken was good.
Yeah, I can't do that.
Well, you've met my bass player, Steve.
Yes.
Yeah. You said he looked like the dude from the Wonder Years or something.
He looks like.
I don't see that, but you guys thought that was funny.
The friend
of who?
I can't even think of the characters now in Wonder Years.
I
you have the main character.
Oh yeah,
but his friend.
Okay, yeah, Paul with the glasses.
Yeah, he looks like an older version of him.
This is a bass player that you have now.
Yeah, he's from Queens, New York. Phenomenal bass, the best bass player I've ever heard, ever seen, ever played with. He's amazing.
What's he doing here?
He lives here.
Family, kids.
No one typically migrates from.
But after a couple,
City,
he has a strong Queens accent anyway. I mean, clearly he's from Queens. But after a couple drinks, it's Christopher Walken for days. So wonderful.
And he's still with you?
Oh yeah. It's always partners in crime.
Yeah.
We'll be doing stuff till the apocalypse, I think.
Like next week.
I mean, probably. That's how in the studio. He's like, we went to the studio. I don't want to say the name of it, but it's real dark and it was lit by lava lamps. You couldn't see nothing. You needed night vision to go in there and track a tune, you know? And we're doing just simple, like 3-chord blues stuff. It's nothing fancy.
Yeah.
Nothing, no dream theater kind of shit. You know, it's just real, just simple. Soap and water kind of stuff. And he goes in there. He's like, I can't see. The lights are down. It's like lava. I feel like a 13-year-old waiting for my mom to make meatloaf or something. Turn the lights on. You know, I'm dying. And he gets when he gets pissed or he gets drunk, it's Christopher Walken, man. It's fantastic. It's like, I don't want to come back here again, ever.
I think you could do this entire podcast.
That's Christopher Walken.
You could, for sure. It would be hilarious. Yeah.
Yeah, I do it so much that I accidentally do it, like when I go through the drive-thru. You know what I mean? Like, I'll go, like, welcome to Wendy's. What can I, you know, I'm like, give me one of the Dave's things with meat and cheese. What do you want, sir? I don't know. Burger me. You know?
For me, that could be another whole episode of going through the drive-thru at fast food joints and just some of the responses that you get.
Or the shit you get in your bag that you didn't know. You know, stuff you didn't know. Like, I've gone to Taco Bell and got cheeseburger, you know, and a popsicle.
I'm a big lack of condiments guy, so I'll go, can I get a double cheeseburger plain? Did you want the meat on that? Yeah, no, I want double of nothing.
Yeah, that was my nickname in grade school.
Double of nothing?
No, twice the meat.
Mine was tripod.
I was a photographer. It's into astronomy.
They used to call me Vin Easel.
Vin Easel.
Gunnar lean-to.
Sizzling. You remember Sizzling? Do you remember that commercial?
Wasn't it the breakfast sausage?
Yeah, scoot over, bacon.
Now there's something leaner.
Now there's something leaner. Getting back to talking, I guess what we are talking about is actually funnier than trying to keep it to a point of something.
Everybody listening to this is writing down 1,000 words that's annoying them right now.
So some things I would think I was telling you that I can't stand hearing is sorry, not sorry.
Yeah.
That's a good one.
Yeah. Or please and thank you. Please and thank you. Hey, Norm. Could you go ahead and deliver this to the post office before you leave work today? I know that you have an appointment lined up, but this will only take a few minutes.
What?
Please and thank you.
But you forgot to agree with yourself. So it's like, could you please run this down? Mm-hmm. Could you do that? Mm-hmm.
Or like that teacher in the South Park. Okay.
Yeah. Bertie used to do that all the time at work, man.
I do remember. That's
all the
where
time.
I think
All
I
the
got
time.
it from.
Everybody's got to sit down. You look at you and go, okay.
Yeah, you guys, we got 5 more sessions to do. I suck at impersonations. I think the only thing that I do good is Barney, which comes across as good.
I need to hear it.
Like, okay.
Like, hey, girls.
It's like Krusty the Clown.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think I can do Mr. Hanky the Christmas poo, too.
I can do Blue from Blue's Clues.
Yes.
Santa Claus is on his sleigh. Yeah, so sorry, not sorry is a freaking terrible thing I hate hearing. I can't stand please and thank you. So getting back to a Friends episode, there was an episode where Joey was talking to someone. He goes, hey, if it doesn't work out, the point is moo. Yeah. And everyone else was like, moo? He goes, you know, like a cow's opinion. Like it doesn't matter.
Like Ron Burgundy when he's like, yeah, you know, when in Rome. You know, like use it all out of context. I'm going to go change my shorts. Why? Well, you know what they say, when in Rome. You know, it doesn't make any sense at all.
I can't stand when people are like, looking to get new tires. Where's the best place? Go. And you're supposed to list out for them. You're on.
Oh, they like stopwatched you?
You could go Google and say.
Look at the stars. The ones that lit up the most, those are the better ones. You know what I mean? If it has 2 stars lit up, probably not real good.
Go there.
The ones got like 4, 4.5.
Those are the Fettermans. Is that what you said? Those are the Fettermans.
Fettermans.
How's that go?
Is this
Pearl Jam. Fetterman. That dude sang everything like he had half a tongue. So I remember being in a band where the guys were like, "Oh, I can't sing that Pearl Jam shit." Yeah, you can.
Yeah.
Did you say butt asshole?
I have no idea what I said. That's the point.
It's like
Anybody can sing it.
Are there any? So this could bring us to something with words.
It's like a prostate commercial. Even flow. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's for babies, right? Even flow is like a bottle.
I don't think babies got to get their prostate checked.
No, that's so weird.
Yeah.
I
I had mine checked last week. I swear to God, this guy knows how to shop for avocados. Really. Either that or he served some time.
Or both.
So any lyrics that you like that you listen to that you never knew the words that
Oh.
you had to be corrected on?
My favorite is yours.
Which one is
When
that?
your realization back in, I want to say 98, 97 with Tony Danza instead of Tiny Dancer.
Oh, yeah, but I think that's a Friends reference.
Was it?
Yeah, because I think Phoebe was saying, "Hold me closer, Tony Danza," and she also did another one later on. God, I must watch too much Friends. So Ross's son goes to school with Sting's son, and she's trying to get tickets to a Sting concert. And he goes, "I'm not sure. Ben and Sting's son don't get along." And she goes, "Well, Sting even sings that. You're able to do it. Ross can." So, yeah, that's stolen comedy. But, yeah, Hold Me Closer, Tony Danza.
There's been a lot of
funny
that. So you remember Radar Love by Golden Earring?
I don't know how that
One of
goes.
Lori's friends used to sing it. We'd all be in the car. She'd go, Red Eye Love. The whole song was about pink eye. You know what I mean? So stupid.
Was that a beautiful blonde mullet? Squared off in the back.
Yeah.
Like a block.
Back to Canada. We're right back to Canada. She was a hockey player.
She rode a sweet El Camino.
She had a big alkaline van with mag wheels. These are like mullet requisites.
There was a song from the 90s that went a little bit like, "I don't want to be your downtown." Do you remember that?
Yes.
I don't even know what the name of that song was, but I had a roommate that used to sing the next line, "I don't want to be your Stew Pickens."
Stu Pickens.
Big black
It was,
boots,
I
right?
believe it was Stupid Games, but he just was convinced it was, "I don't want to be your Stew Pickens."
There was a Rush had Red Barchetta, and when I was young, Geddy Lee says my uncle used to have a country place. It used to be a farm or whatever before the motor law, and I could have swore for years he said it used to be a farm before they mowed the lawn. Because I mean, I was like, God, it's on this line. Like, you know, your parents a brilliant writer. It used to be a farm until they mowed the grass.
The only one that I used to think was messed up was it Jefferson Starship or Jefferson Airplane? Sarah?
Okay, yeah, I think so.
So I used to think it said,
Let's look it up.
"No time is a good time for your lies." What? I was just like, thought he was calling her out. Like,
Yeah.
no time's a good time for those lies right now. But I guess it was no time's a good time for goodbyes or something like that. I don't know. It took me many years to figure out that was
Jefferson Starship.
Jefferson Starship.
Way to go.
Yeah, Google.
I think
How
I,
about
I think
that?
I had it right.
This podcast has been brought to you by Google Technology. If you can't find it, look that shit up.
Lugal.
But
Local.
on what?
Local.
So for Google Technologies, what website what do you go to look it up?
Like that, just refer you to my Hotmail account. Does anybody even use Hotmail anymore?
What is Hotmail? Is that mail? That's warmer than
Probably obesity.
Letters of Fahrenheit.
I think people do still use Hotmail.
I'm not gonna lie. I
don't
have one. I mean, it's.
I don't know where
spam.
you get it
But-
from.
My old
MSN,
job still
right?
used Yahoo. SBCglobal.net.
SBC Global. That was the DSL version of AT&T or something, wasn't it?
I think, yes, it was.
I had some bad ones though too. I had some bad Yahoo emails. I had Oliver Closeoff.
69.
I used 69 Yahoo. Yeah, I wasn't going to add that part, but I did add that one.
I don't know why I
And then Emerson Biggins. I had Emerson Biggins at AOL. So I used that.
Remember he went through that, like it was in college. He was trying. But it was intercolon, pound.com. At gaymail.com.
I think in the early 90s when I was younger, I had Emerson Biggins at AOL.com as my email address for my resume.
Oh.
And so I was on a phone interview that time, and they were like, what is up with this email, this Emerson Biggins? I'm like,
I get big emails.
My degrees.
I've got it's like my degrees. All right, so you know how the older phones used to, you didn't have to text while you were driving. You hit the microphone and it was just voice to text,
which
right?
They still have, right?
I don't know, but
yeah.
I mean, I'm sure, but this phone doesn't because after this story,
because it's a
why
razor.
I don't do it. I was working. I was in law enforcement, so I'm working up north in Columbiana County, and I'm driving this government vehicle in Akron, and I have to text the judge about something in the city, and I'm like, we've got to look at grants for the city, and my phone says that's not what you're saying.
What's that?
We got to get grants for them titties. I'm telling the truth, and I didn't realize it until I got back up to the courtroom in Akron, and I'm looking at my phone, and I'm like, that's not what I said. Oh my God, it went to the judge. I'm asking the judge for grant money for titties.
Did you receive proper funding for your titties?
Well, thank God the judge had a sense of humor. She's like, I don't think you meant this, did you? What about this? Talking about annoying stuff. So what about when somebody drinks and they make that sound? You used to do that. You remember? You used to do that. He did. You remember? All the time. So he would. I got my wine here. So
I think this is something that was discussed without me in the room. I got the.
Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Did I do it on purpose?
Probably. Yeah. Probably to be funny, and it was funny. But when you go to the bank to like get a loan or something, and the chick's like stirring her McDonald's cup, and she did. That's when it's annoying. It's terrible.
I can't.
Or when people moan when they eat.
I listen to some podcasts where there's a lot of lip smacking or swallowing.
I have that disease
that I just cannot.
I can't hear people chew. It sends me like
chips.
The root.
Right. Me
but
too.
There's a way to do it.
Right. My inner Bruce Banner comes out.
I actually instilled that into my niece. It met her when she was 2.
I'm trying to do it with my kids, but then they're wearing like leather, underwear, and they're like in the cave with a turkey leg. They don't give 2 shits.
So what happens with you going back to just a step? Your inner Bruce Banner comes out, so you were externally Hulk, and they were like, man, when I hear that sound, I get calm.
I'm typically green and pissed, and when I hear somebody chew some Snyder's, I'm like,
once I hear some people smacking at lips, I settle down real quick.
Say my butthole unpuckers, and I'm good. Yeah.
It lulls him to sleep like a baby.
Like my jean shorts grow, and I actually go back to being a doctor.
Yeah.
Like, man, thank God for those potato chip smacks. Girl. I'm terrible at it.
Like a small parrot.
Salt that'll give you high blood pressure. Lay off it, Captain Crop.
I think those are the wavy lays. Or lazy lays.
Story of my life.
So, I don't think we covered a lot of phrases or words tonight, to be honest.
No, I think we did. I think we actually used them. Like,
we used them in conversation.
All right, but back what I was saying, though.
It doesn't matter, irregardless.
When somebody
sorry, not sorry.
When they chew, like when somebody like gets a burger, and you ever been to a cookout where somebody's like deep throating a hot dog, and they're literally like they've never had a hot dog, and you're like, right? Like it's so freaking good. It's like it's a ballpark. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I don't think I've ever witnessed that though. I would be offended.
You know what I'm talking about? Dude. People eating and moaning like it's sexual or something.
A girl I used to know back when we all worked together. Mm-hmm. Her dad's girlfriend, and I promise you, it was every bite.
Like the whole family?
Every bite was dripping.
What?
Like every bite of her food. She was like 74. So like a French fry.
I thought you were talking about my wife.
No. The girl
remember, I don't know if you remember my wife.
I do.
Used to always. Well, no, I know you remember her.
Yeah, you remember your wife.
She was there.
She was there.
May she rest in peace. God bless her.
Actually, I thought about her whenever
every time
whenever I had the Clueless.
I thought about her at night.
The Clueless Jeep commercial come out. I remember she had that white Jeep.
My bad. So she doesn't do it anymore, but she used to go, Do you remember that at
like
all?
A tick? It was like a tick?
It was like almost like a tick. Like she used to go, It's almost
Does
like
she still do it?
no. I calmed her down.
Oh.
Apparently,
Maybe
You answered all those
traumatized.
questions.
yeah. She's not wondering anymore.
Right.
She scored.
Right. She's been brought back to the path, baby. Right. I thought I had a UTI for a week, but I've been pissing me off too.
So one thing about my bad, my wife's, and still to this day, it doesn't matter how many times you correct her. My bag.
She's like,
I just don't
does
understand.
she work at the airport or something?
My bag. I'm like, what is that? What is that? I'm like, it's my bag.
It's very
She goes,
Gucci.
This is her response. That's just how I say it.
It's fine, but it's still wrong.
Yeah.
Well, my stomach hurts, so could you just give me some Pepto-Bismol?
Pepto-Bismol.
That's another thing.
Yeah.
Pepto-Bismol.
Yeah.
Do you remember when you would read the back of it? It gives me that Black Terry stool.
I thought it was Tari.
Black Terry Stoll.
It's Tarry. I know this explicitly, but it's
Black Terry stew.
Terry who? Terry Stew.
Terry Stool.
Coming next week as our special guest, Terry Stew.
He'll be talking shit all night.
Literally.
Literally. I don't even care.
Jimmy, right in there.
Yeah, you did. You hooked up.
What's up?
Right at the end. You hooked up. You
Hooked
did
up.
a Jimmy right at the end.
Jim, oh yeah.
No.
But see, it went downhill that fast.
That's a radio flyer.
Yeah.
It's full of rocks. It's all right, kids. Get on it. I got a tetanus shot in my car.
Yeah, he was trying to wear me down, and the loan officer came over, and he was like, "Hey, Mr. Potter, God damn it, Mr. Potter, you're one big son of a bitch. And if we cussed in the 40s or whenever this fucking movie was made, I would be so pissed at you right
Can you
now."
imagine a dirty version of that?
Oh my gosh, it'd be hilarious.
That's what I'm
Steve
saying.
Martin.
That's what I'm saying. It has to be
Yeah, 'cause
so south, so polarized from the wholesome stuff that he did.
Do you remember they were dancing at that basketball court that opened up to a pool? That's when Jimmy Stewart's character and I forget what her name is, Donna Reed falls into the water. But do you remember who opened that up? It was the kid growing up that played alfalfa. Like, he had the freckled face.
Yeah.
But you imagine, like, if that was current, like,
Yeah.
he's like, I'm gonna get that son of a bitch.
Right.
That dude's a freaking
Yeah.
stealing my chicks for months.
That kid that played Buckwheat, he went full-blown Muslim. Did you hear about that?
No.
Yeah, he changed his name to Karima Wheat.
Hey, do you know why the chicken said he crossed the road?
Mm-mm.
He said, because.
Oh, that was great.
I hope that we can record more. I would like to actually dive into like topics that we can kind of stay on point, still conversate.
That's probably no chance.
No chance. We're busy.
It's going to take a far.
We're busy
Always going
next
to take
week.
a far right or left.
Just call it the ADD. That's the
How do you spell that?
way to spell it.
Attention to detail, doctor.
Yeah.
Well, I got my ADD and
What about it, Rick?
I got my ADD and Whataboutery.
I got it firstly.
I actually went over to the island. I was part of the Wannabang tribe for about 5 years, and then I got my doctorate. And
You're doing a good Johnny Carson.
I
I don't know if you were trying.
Oh, it does sound like Johnny Carson, doesn't it?
yeah,
Yeah.
I feel like freaking
Yeah,
Jimmy Stewart.
yeah.
I lost it.
Yeah. He wrote the book,
Oh, really?
Trails in the Sand, by One Hung Low.
Right.
We were at the recording studio a couple weeks ago, and one of the guys, he says, "Do you guys ever hear the song Yellow River?" And one of the
Freely.
backup singers, she goes, "Who sang that?" I said, "IP Freely." IP Freely.
We're trying to stay on point. We definitely like to engage the audience more and have your thoughts and hopefully give you something to relate to in regards to something that you hear that I think we all go through times where people say something wrong or
Yeah, and give us something to talk about. You know, if you got an idea, post it. Tell us.
I think that we got pretty creative minds. So yeah, if there is a topic that we could discuss, I think that
We could go down and stare at the river for like a day and talk about current events.
Oh.
Yes. Thank you.
that's a
He'll be here all week.
that's an ass clap, aka twerk.
Ass clap. That's gonorrhea.
It's just Gunnar. It's Gunnar. yeah, I think that we might try to have a conversation about things our kids say.
Oh,
Man,
we got it. You know, we got to have one that's like crystal clean, and then have the kids in here that just.
maybe not have the kids in here, but we can talk about what.
Oh no,
kids
we got to get a date. We got to get the kids in here for one. It would be hilarious.
It would be funny for sure. Last words.
Fosca do eso cobia sin do flo.
Karate Kid.
No, it's not from Karate Kid.
Yeah.
It's from Mr. Miyagi.
Oh.
When he was drunk that night on that friggin'
Sake.
on the sake, was that what he was singing?
Good.
I thought that was
Bonsai.
Peter Cetera, "Glory of Love." I thought that's what he was singing.
It was a softer Eddie Vedder.
Anyway, anyways, there's
See
another
Alice commercial.
See?
Do you have a soft Eddie Vedder?
Can you sing Eddie Vedder any better?
Let's make tongue twisters out of the next podcast.
All right. Well, guys, thanks for tuning in. I will be posting this recording hopefully to multiple sites: Apple, Spotify, Amazon Music,
AmericasWanted.com.
AmericasMostWanted.com
NoFlyList.net.
/NoFlyList -org
Org.
donor. B-Dog, thanks for being here.
Appreciate being here.
Norm, thanks for being here.
Oh, it's nothing.
This is wonderful.
This is so sweet.
All right, guys. As we're checking out, is it more like Casey Kasem?
No,
I think?
No, it's a good Johnny Carson.
It's totally Johnny Carson.
Yeah, as we're checking out. No, that just went down.
You gotta go higher.
As we're checking out.
That's Krusty Clown.
Hey, I'm Johnny Carson.
I got time for this crazy bullshit.
We're gonna do this Canadian outro.
Yeah, oh yeah. Let's do it.
Because of America. Well, yeah.
Buddy, let's pretend like we have mullets. You ready? Go ahead and play it.
Let's do it.
Let's do it. Take off, eh?
You hoser.
Is that Getty Lee?
Jason!